Hi, I'm Christopher O'Brien, and welcome to the 2011 International UFO Congress outside of Scottsdale, Arizona. 20 years ago, a group of ufologists gathered in Tucson with the idea and vision to share data with one another, network, and most importantly, educate the public about UFOs. Now, 20 years later, Open Mind Productions features the 2011 International UFO Congress here at the Fort McDowell Resort. Over the course of the week, I will be bringing you exclusive interviews with the speakers, show you excerpts from their presentations, and also give you an idea of the general goings-ons here. First of all, let's take a look at what it takes to put an event like this on. We're with Maureen Ellsbury, the center of the hurricane here at the UFO Congress. Maureen, what a job you're doing here. I'm so proud of you. It must be incredibly difficult to pull an event like this off. Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, it took a lot of hours, a lot of manpower. We had a lot of great people helping us out. We've been putting in, 16-plus-hour days and trying to get all the pieces of the puzzle to have this 20th year be such a memorable event. And the staff at Open Minds has been just working their tails off.
We have a team of about 10 to 15 people who all put it together with different tasks assigned to them, from setting up cameras, taping down feet and feet and feet of cable with lots and lots of gaffer's tape, putting up pipe and drape, the stage, everything. Everybody's got a job, but everybody helps with every other job too. So it's a not well-oiled machine, but it's a machine.
Just to give our viewers an idea of what a huge job that you've undertaken here, why don't you give us a rundown of some of the things that you've had to deal with here?
Okay, well, it all started out with trying to come up with the venue, organizing that with hotel staff, getting a great location, and then secondly, finding the great speakers we have. And that takes a lot of work. You have to contact them and make sure that they're going to be popular and sell well, and the people are going to want to come out and see them. Once we got that solid lineup, it's a lot of doing vendor organization, contacting people to sponsor the conference, working out logistics with food banquet for the parties, skywatch events, bands, the works. And then for the past 2 months, it's been the phone ringing off the hook 24/7, basically, answering people's calls, dealing with registration, shuttle service, which is a pain. Trying to get everyone here from the airport to the hotel, and getting all of that put together into one solid cohesive piece.
Volunteers, pretty much everybody is a volunteer. And most of our volunteers are with us throughout the entire conference, working all day, every day. And those same volunteers are the ones who bring everything in from the truck, put it all up, and make it work.
The speakers are the most important part of the International UFO Congress. Here are some excerpts from speaker presentations and some of the interviews that we conducted today.
As we visited with the elders, we always had the opportunity to have a choice. Our elders would say, you make no mistakes. You just learn from every experience in life. You're probably going to be noticing, and I wish I had more time, about how that even with information, there are some philosophical, spiritual things to be considered here. Because as the ancient ones of this land and other lands, and the ancient ones of those out there, they see planet Earth been given a particular unique contribution by the Creator to give a perspective of our spirituality that no other planet in the universe can offer. That uniqueness needs to be looked at again, because there's been other company that has come. If you've studied, you know that in the Old Testament, there's who'd ever think that angels would need to have a ladder? Yes, we are climbing Jacob's ladder. Interesting. It's a neat way for us to be able to now begin to put the pieces together. That it is important now for us to re-look at everything and to take courage that this special time is a time that Mother Earth has been waiting for a long, long time.
I was honored and privileged to be a part of the first conference in Tucson in 1991. And that's when I came out of the closet in a big way and began to violate my national security oath. And my God, if I had known then what I've learned over the years, I don't know whether I would have done it or not. But I had to be here for this 20th anniversary, just out of respect and in memory of Wendell, because we put together, I helped him put together the first one in '91. And I wanted him so much to stay here, to hang around for this one. And he told me a year ago in Laughlin that he was too tired.
The years went by, and the UFO phenomena in Brazil just got bigger. Growing numbers, bigger concerns for the authorities. So it happened in the late 50s and the early 60s, up to 67, 68, and in 69, when in the United States we had Project Blue Book, among other projects, to shut down public's attention towards this subject, pretend that there is a real investigation going on to find what the UFOs are, while that was going on here. And other cover-up politics were going on all over the world. In Brazil, we had the first official research initiative made by the Brazilian Air Force, and that was the creation of an organism to investigate UFO officially. And that organism was the Unidentified Aerial Objects Investigation System, CUANI, that was put together in the headquarters of the 4th Brazilian Air Force Command in the big city of São Paulo by this gentleman, Brigadier José Vaz da Silva, back in March 1969. That was a big thing because CUANI, this organism, was official, but was composed also by civilian UFO researchers. Now, the military made an inquiry in the whole country to see who would qualify for that. Let's give the civilian an opportunity to go together with us in a great adventure, which is to officially investigate UFO sightings and contacts in Brazil. That man was a visionary.
Hi, we're with world-famous videographer Jeff Willis. Jeff started 20 years ago videotaping unusual events and objects around the Phoenix area. And since he started 20 years ago, his work has been featured on every UFO program that's ever been broadcast. He's one of the more famous of all the worldwide UFO videographers, and Jeff is going to be leading our Skywatch Friday night. Jeff, why don't you tell our viewers about the Skywatch and tell them what they could look forward to?
You bet. Okay, on Friday night we're going to be doing a Skywatch here. We'll be shuttled out from the observatory around here, and we're going to go do a Skywatch where a lot of the people up there will have some night vision cameras, and it's going to be a rather large group. We're going to have some telescopes.
The fact is that there is hard evidence, and if you look on the photo page on the Phoenix Lights Network, you will see 35 millimeter pictures prior to and after the Phoenix Lights event that are mind-boggling. They're mind-boggling, and it's the same exact phenomena. They've been around. In fact, interestingly, there are two mountain ranges in the Phoenix area. One is South Mountain and one is the Estrellas that intersect at a certain point. And in the basin in between those two mountain ranges is the Gila River Indian Reservation, very sacred ground. And serendipitously, and I've come not to believe in coincidence, but serendipitously, 6 months before the mass sighting, I was asked to present my substance abuse prevention education program to their one school. And they don't talk to outsiders, but I got friendly with the principal and some of the teachers. And after the mass sighting, because if you look at the data, and certainly in science we look for repeatability, these phenomena keep popping up in my pictures right where South Mountain and the Estrellas intersect. And that's where their reservation is. So I called them up and I said, did anybody happen to see strange lights on March 13th? And they started to giggle. And I said, is that funny? And they said, are you kidding? We've been looking up at them for centuries. We call them sky people, light beings. It's part of their culture. I had no idea.
Common sense tells you this can't be accurate. And yet it's like any answer that they can have, that anybody can throw out, will anything but, we'll deal with this really. Just utter nonsense. Phoenix Lights, another great case. Lynn Katai is here. I'd recommend her books on the topic. Again, thousands of witnesses, and as you know, including the governor himself. Of course, what he did, go out here, it's utterly unconscionable. Knowing, gave out, false information to intentionally mislead the public. He said, well, we did it to calm them down and that. But again, thousands of, and again, not a single case. This is another one she has that goes on for years. Gulf Breeze. This was a great case, hundreds of witnesses. One of the things I liked about this was when it first came out, the editor of the Gulf Breeze newspaper was going to looking at the pictures, and he had them laid out, and his parents came in and said, oh, those look like the things we saw. And he said, if I can't believe my parents, who do I trust? There is kind of a cute MIB story involving me on that one, but a lot of evidence supporting aspects of that case. Of course, the Coyne helicopter case you're probably familiar with. When the people say satellites own capsule, yes, they do. This is a satellite that's sitting in geosynchronous orbit, meaning way out in space, very cold. And what you see here is this line coming down, and you see that it tends to get darker. What that means is that this camera sitting out there looking at the Earth, field of view is the Earth, something that was very hot flew by it and turned and went down towards the Earth.
So that wraps up day one here at the International UFO Congress. Don't forget to go to the openminds.tv website to get DVD copies of all our speaker presentations, and openminds.tv updates daily all the important ufological news. I'm Chris O'Brien. We'll see you again here tomorrow.